Okay, so I haven't talked about this Venezuelan migrant situation because I didn't know the genesis of it. Like, what is pushing all of these people out of their country? The reason why I hadn't talked about it is because I know that sometimes, and if you know anything about history, America has gone into other people's countries, destabilized it with some of our covert missions or whatever, and then act surprised that all of these people start coming up from their countries. But I still don't really know what has happened. But what I do know, some of the things I did find, more than 7.7 million people have left Venezuela in search of protection and a better life. The majority, more than 6.5 million people, Jesus, that's a lot of people, have been hosted in Latin American and Caribbean countries. The UNHCR works in the Americas and beyond to support the inclusion of Venezuelans in the societies that have generously welcomed them and to find solutions to create stability and foster the growth and development of their communities. So there's over 7.7 million refugees and migrants from Venezuela worldwide, over 1 million asylum seekers from Venezuela worldwide, over 230,000 recognized refugees. This quote says, "We left everything in Venezuela. We don't have a place to live or sleep, and we don't have nothing to eat." Despite some spontaneous returns of Venezuelan nationals to their country of origin, the outflow of Venezuelan refugees and migrants to neighboring countries and beyond persists. The number of refugees and migrants from Venezuela has surpassed 7 million globally, according to data from governments. A significant number of them are in need of international protection and humanitarian assistance. While host communities and countries in the region are committed to helping Venezuelans and have been generously welcoming them, they are increasingly overstretched. Several countries are implementing large-scale regularization processes to ensure refugees and migrants are documented and have access to rights and services. However, these efforts and gestures of solidarity require financial support to succeed and ensure no one is left behind. Most refugees and migrants from Venezuela arriving in neighboring countries are families with children, pregnant women, elderly people, and people with disabilities. Okay, so why are some of these people leaving? The spiraling cost of living, this globally, fallout from COVID-19, that's globally, high unemployment rates have increased the vulnerability of Venezuelan refugees and migrants and have made it difficult for many to rebuild their lives and integrate into host societies across the region. Half of all refugees and migrants in Latin America and the Caribbean cannot afford 3 meals a day and lack access to safe and dignified housing. To access food or avoid homelessness, many Venezuelans resort to survival, sex, begging, or indebtedness. Okay, so that's what's going on. Now, let's get to the United States. Like I said, most of these people are being hosted in Latin America and the Caribbean, but obviously, and we've seen the videos and the pictures, Venezuelans are making their way up to the United States border. U.S. offers 500,000 Venezuelans legal status. So this is what the Biden administration is doing. But whatever the Biden administration is doing, it doesn't seem like they are working seamlessly with the cities and the states that are hosting these refugees, these asylum seekers, because it seems like these cities and states that are hosting them is creating a cluster F. Venezuelans seeking asylum in the U.S. who are already living in the country will be allowed to work legally under new rules announced by the Biden administration. About 472,000 people will be eligible for temporary protective status for a period of 18 months. It follows calls by Democrats to expand work access for newly arrived migrants. U.S. cities have been grappling with large numbers of fleeing economic and political turmoil in Venezuela. And that is an understatement. Yes, I've seen the videos, I've seen the pictures. These cities and states are overflowing, but where is the money for these people to house and keep American citizens safe? People must have been living in the U.S. on or before July 31st to be eligible for temporary deportation relief and access to work permits under TPS. If granted, they will be allowed to work while they wait for an asylum determination to be made. Some 243,000 Venezuelans already have the status stemming from a 2021 policy that was renewed last year. The Department of Homeland Security said the expansion of protected status from Venezuelans was warranted due to the country's increased instability and lack of safety. It really sounds like the countries that are impacted by these Venezuelans escaping really need to get to the bottom of it with the Venezuelan government, because we can't keep this up. This is not sustainable. Whew, okay, temporary protected status provides individuals already in the U.S. with protection from removal when the conditions in their home country prevent their safe return. That's the situation Venezuelans have arrived. So that's the situation that these Venezuelans find themselves in. Those who arrived after that date will be removed when they are found to not have a legal basis to stay. Okay, so that is the part that is, like I said, I'm just trying to figure out the foundation, like why are all of these people coming up here? And if we are allowing like 500,000 people to stay, that's still 7 million people that are being readjusted and trying to find a life in neighboring countries. So what is going on? If you are on my YouTube page, I'm going to follow up this portion with what some of the various states and cities are grappling with right now. I'm sure you've seen the videos. They are definitely trending around TikTok, YouTube, whatever. But you guys go ahead, check out these videos. Like I said, if you're on my YouTube page, other than that, jump in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this situation. Obviously, something needs to happen, but y'all know we have such a fractured government that it doesn't seem like anybody wants to be the adult in the room and work together to try to fix this problem, because it's not going to just fix itself. Whew. Y'all jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share.
And some wild news as thousands of migrants continue to pour into the U.S. southern border. Already in the last 3 days, 35,000 migrants. 3.8 million since Biden got elected. And Border Patrol placed this razor fence, but then look what happened. Well, the people just climbed underneath it. And that's Border Patrol just watching on because they can literally do nothing. And you're probably wondering what country these people are all coming from.
Hola, ¿de dónde son? Venezuela.
And most of the people that are coming in, mostly all men, leaving all their women and children behind in their home countries. And the Biden administration just gave 500,000 of them legal status and work permits, and he's now even thinking about letting them vote.
I'm doing my part to continue to make sure that Chicagoans who have been in this city, who have needed support, and particularly our black families. I know there's been a tremendous burden, particularly on black Chicago. I am fully aware of that. Y'all know where I live. Y'all know how many schools have been shut down in Austin, mental health clinics. Administration after administration has taken away from black people, not mine. And I want to make this point very clear as well. We're trying to make sure that migrants are not on floors. So when individuals say that black folks want what migrants want, it's not true. It's not. Black folks want what they deserve. And to compare the needs of black people to individuals who are being forced out of their countries because of bad foreign policy, who are living on floors, comparing the conditions in which descendants of slaves have had to endure to migrants who are sleeping on floors, I question how much you actually care and love about black people and understand their conditions.
I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City. Destroy New York City. We're getting 10,000 migrants a month. One time we were just getting Venezuela. Now we're getting Ecuador. Now we're getting Russian speaking coming through Mexico. Now we're getting Western Africa. Now we're getting people from all over the globe have made their minds up that they're going to come through the southern part of the border and come into New York City. And everyone is saying it's New York City's problem.